You're watching WKRC-TV, Channel 12.
Welcome to a very special edition, Halloween edition, of the Ira Joe Fisher Show. Today we present to you, for your Halloween viewing pleasure, our very own Mystery Caper, a lighthearted whodunit entitled Snickers Ink Think. So sit back, enjoy that morning brew, and see if you can figure out who done it. And later on, you're going to get a chance to call. I hope you all paid your bill to find out who done it.
One of the most dastardly crimes in history has been committed in the normally quiet and peaceful Ohio town of Snickers. It's the name of the town, Snickers. It's Halloween. If you feel like enjoying this, go ahead. It's Halloween night in 1886. People are gathered at the palatial home of Master Marcus M. Marquette I for his daughter Regine's engagement party. What am I doing here, you might be saying to yourself? What am I doing here? Well, Mr. Horatio Poteet, owner and publisher of the daily newspaper in Snickers, the Sentinel, has just reported that someone has dried up the Snickers Sentinel inkwell. Heavens! That means there will be no further editions of the daily newspaper, the Snickers Sentinel, until the evildoer is unmasked. And that's why I'm here, because I, Schlock Holmes, believe that one of the guests inside is the Snickers Ink Think. Yeah. Weston, what do you think?
I don't know what you're saying. What are you, a cop?
No, I'm a private investigator.
Oh.
You're my trusty assistant, remember?
I'm right here by your side.
Bless your heart for that. In just a moment, we will meet our suspects in the search for the Snickers Ink Think.
Make your vote count for Moore.
Tired of the double talk and debt? It's time for a change. I'm Fred Moore, and I care.
Vote for Fred Moore for Congress. He cares.
Poor Max. Since he's been in charge of our double money back meat returns, he hasn't had much to do. It's really no surprise. If our meat wasn't so terrific at Kroger, more people would be keeping Max busy. But since we have such confidence in the quality of all our meat, we don't think he'll be dissatisfied. Kroger's double money back meat guarantee. You know, we'll just about guarantee you'll never have to use it.
See the difference. Go Krogering.
Poor Max.
There's something Lazarus happening for you. We've joined forces with Sealy to bring you the biggest one-day betting sale in our history. Saturday, November 1st, save $100 to $1,000 on our entire stock of famous quality Sealy bedding. Every size, style, and firmness. Like Sealy Posturepedic Coronation 2, just $99.99 twin size each piece. During our Sealy one-day betting sale, the sky's the limit. There's something Lazarus happening for you.
You feel you've been cheated, not getting what you asked for, but instead getting a raw deal. Where do you turn? Turn to Eyewitness 12 News and troubleshooter Howard Ain. He helps out the little guy going directly to the cause of the problem, not around him. Troubleshooter Howard Ain, tonight at 11. At Eyewitness 12 News, they get involved.
Today's show is brought to you in part by your neighborhood Kroger store.
Well, there seems to be an awful lot of frivolity here for the crime that has occurred. We are going to go in search of the Snickers Ink Think, and our investigation begins right now. And luckily, I have taken copious notes on this case. The investigation begins. So, might I ask your name, sir?
My name, Jose Jimenez.
No. It's different in the script.
Let me say to you, although you're very personal, my name is Master Marcus M., and the M, let me tell you, is Millhouse Marquette I, let me say to you.
And just what is your business in Snickers?
Well, for goodness sake, everybody in Snickers knows that I'm a wealthy landowner. I have a very, very large farm.
You also have a very, very large identity crisis. Just what is it that you grow on this farm, sir? Is it corn? Is it soybeans? Is it Brussels sprouts?
No. I used to grow peanuts. But it didn't help me get reelected, so I started to grow the crop of the future. I grow polyester.
Ah! Right you are. There's some of your crop now.
That's right.
Seems to me I heard that somewhere. Seems to me I heard that somewhere.
Yeah, go ahead, you ask him. Ask him how he got that hybrid polyester seed. Yeah, go ahead, you ask him. Ask.
Would you get a grip, Bloodhound Breath? Just how did you happen by that polyester seed? I can tell from these plush surroundings that it has made you quite wealthy. Honorably, I surmise.
Well, there you go again, sleuth breath. For you to imply that it was anything but honorable is an assault on my character. And let me tell you, the other polyester plantation owners who say that I ran them out of business are just crying the cries of a small child who lost their jelly beans. And let me say to you, Sleuthie, only the strong survive. And I feel that I'm very strong. I eat my Wheaties every day, and I'm very, very honorable. So there.
You take heed of this guy, Master Schlock. I'm distrustful of this guy.
I agree with you, Weston. He's really padding his part. Now, who do we have here?
I am Regine Marquette, daughter of Master Marcus.
And tonight, I understand we are here to celebrate your engagement?
So if you knew, why did you ask?
Well, it was in the script.
She's telling the truth, Master Schlock. Look, it's right here in the script.
That's right. Thank you once again for your input, Weston. Now back to you, Regine. Who among you who are gathered here tonight is her lucky man? Who is your lucky man?
Well, you're such a crack detective. I thought you'd be able to figure that out all by your lonesome, but I can understand the confusion. All the men want me.
Yeah, that's really apparent.
Yes, but, you see, I have been courted by some of the most eligible men in Snickers, but there's only one tonight that is my true love. I am going to read him some of my poetry, and then perhaps you'll know of my true love for this man. Perhaps your next suspect in your relentless questioning.
Garrison Goldfinger, I presume.
Sir, you're an absolute genius.
Well put, Weston. I like this guy, Weston. That's an astute observation. Garrison, has anyone ever told you exactly how blue your eyes are?
Only my mother. And how proud she would be of me tonight as I'm about to open this city's own tailoring shop and hamburger stand. I think I'll call it McThreads. And of course, my dear Regine's.
Tailoring and hamburgers? Weston, don't you agree he has blue eyes?
What remarkable blue eyes this guy has.
And my hamburger shop, McThreads, I think I'll even have a gallop-up window.
Get in there!
Starting a new business like that requires an awful lot of money. Just where did you get the money to start this venture?
I resent the tone of that. I have no problems at all. I'm sure I can count on the generosity of my future father-in-law for any financial difficulties I might have. And if you travel to Snickers, just make sure you watch for those golden starches.
Get a load of this guy, huh? Get a load of this guy.
He is certainly a real piece of work, isn't he? I can't believe it, Weston. Who is our next suspect?
My name is Paulette Bilks.
May I say what beautiful eyes you have, Miss Bilks?
Another astute observation, Weston.
Thank you, sir. You know, I try.
Paulette, what business have you here tonight?
Well, a whole bunch of people from your station, staff here, came over to the newsroom, and they were asking a bunch of us, kind of graveling to see if... my line, Barrett. I am the chambermaid to one Regine Marquette.
And you like your job?
Would you like my job? I mean, get real, for God's sakes. The woman rants and raves about her poetry day and night. Have you listened to some of her stuff?
Hey,
Yuck.
As far as I can tell, ma'am, he is very real.
Thank you, Weston, for further input. I don't know where it comes, but thank you. So I'm inferring, Paulette, that you want to get out of here, and when you do get out of here, tell me, where is it that you go?
Well, I don't do anything terrible. If that's what you're trying to imply, you have no faith in me, do you? My mother didn't either. I always thought I'd want to be an author someday, but no, my mother thought no, and you do too. Admit it.
Isn't she great? All right, we have another suspect to meet. Pull yourself together, Paulette. This is morning television. Do you recognize our next suspect, Weston?
Brandon Sprandel.
That's absolutely right. Brandon Sprandel.
He got the hot cross buns.
Brandon, tell us a little bit about your bakery.
Well, what is there to tell, really? We sell buns and pumpernickel loaves and potato cream pies and oatmeal donuts and day-old rye. Day-old rye.
And fresh rye, too, I suspect?
No, because we can't do that. It takes a day to put in the oven. By the time it comes out, it's already a day old. That's the way it goes.
It's already day
When
old.
you win, you win. You lose, you still win.
So how is business these days?
I don't know. I really can't tell you. It ain't so hot. It's right here.
I wonder why it ain't so hot, as you say.
You tell me, do me a favor, all right? How can a man in the 1880s support himself? You know what I'm saying? Milk went up 2 cents a gallon. You check that out?
A man?
Yeah.
Does what he has to do?
Yeah.
Like run a little business on the side?
Just exactly what are you implying, sir?
He's implying, guy, that you got something going on the side. You don't need a PhD in comp sci.
Thank you again for your input, Weston. No problem, I suspect. Say, does the name Tailgate Party and Hoo Day bumper stickers mean anything to you, Brandon?
Take that again. Tailgate party. What was that?
I said it first. Tailgate parties and Hoo Day supplies.
Well, I may have heard of that, but you know, if my wife Mammy ever got wind of that, why, I don't know what I'd do.
Well, our next suspect may be able to tell us just exactly what you would do. What is your name, please?
Olivet Obadiah.
And your occupation?
I help Brandon out at the bakery.
Just the bakery?
Why, of course. What else could there be?
Tell me, does the name Tailgate Party Supplies and Hoo Day bumper stickers mean anything to you?
You guys just don't quit, do you? For your information, I happen to take great pride in my work at the bakery. I have a motto I live by, always. Never let a customer leave half-baked. My customers always leave the counter satisfied.
I'd like to know why you talk that way. You were born in Boston. I'm sure your customers do always leave satisfied, not because you've sold them your baked goods, but perhaps because you are also involved in the dealings behind the counter. It is unlawful in the city of Snickers to hold tailgate parties. After all, we do have to protect the horses.
Sir, quit your rantings. You have no proof of what you were saying. I stick by Brandon, and I will not be intimidated by your irrational accusations.
Methinks the lady doth protesteth too mucheth.
Yo, Schlock, that's Shakespeare. Sorry, I checked. It's not in the script.
You're right. Nice work again, Weston. And now we will meet our final suspect. State your name, please.
Cecil Dressler, sir.
Cecil? I thought it was Cecil. Well, that doesn't
It's your
matter.
choice. It's your script.
Anything to mess him up, you know what I mean? What exactly is your trade, Cecil?
I am the local locksmith, sir.
Aha, and I understand you want the keys to Regine's heart.
Yes, it's true I did, but I know that I've lost out to Garrison.
Rookie.
I did have high hopes of winning her back, though, before the wedding.
Did Regine ever give you reason to believe that you would win out in the end,
No, she never did. As a matter of fact, she told me she thought I was a dead bolt. But I did everything I could to woo her.
Everything?
You bet. I even listened to her poetry. If you could call it that. And on she'd go, reading endless piles of words she likened to poetry. I suffered through it, hoping to endear her to me, but it didn't work.
Well, you're here tonight at her engagement party.
What can I say? I'm a glutton for punishment.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's true. One of these people has committed the most heinous crime in history. Who is it? Stay tuned. We'll find out.
We'll be back to see who the Snickers Inc. think is. So stay tuned.
Well, let's face it, there are certain things that are pure Cincinnati. Chili, Grater's Ice Cream, Mount Adams, Fountain Square, the Bengals. And our radio show's a lot like that. We've been here a long time, and people know they can depend on us, and they seem to like us.
Hamilton County needs a judge who is experienced, progressive, fair, and tough on criminals. Judge Nick Perino has already proven himself as an effective common pleas court judge. He is your candidate for law and order. And as a lifelong resident, Nick Perino has a personal stake in Hamilton County's future. For common pleas court, keep Judge Perino.
Barbara, is that the new pool man?
Hey! The smash hit comedy
Call 911!
the critics went crazy for is now on video cassette. Down and Out in Beverly Hills.
Gonna give that dog fleas.
Starring Nick Nolte,
Maybe I can help you with your headache.
Bette Midler,
I think I see your arm.
Richard Dreyfuss.
I ate garbage last night, Barbara.
Bring the party home. Down and Out in Beverly Hills.
Now at the Video Show Place. There's no place like the Video Show Place.
The Celebrezzi Supreme Court is the problem, and just voting out Frank Celebrezzi isn't enough. Make sure Celebrezzi can't control other Supreme Court justices. Restore balance with Justice Holmes and Judge George.
I'm Bob Holmes. We have 21 years of appellate judicial experience. Our opponents have none.
I'm Joyce George. With my judicial experience and as a woman, I'll help restore balance and dignity.
Ohio newspapers agree. Justice Holmes and Judge George.
Well, as you well know, we are trying to find the person that stole the inkwell with which the Sentinel of Snickers, Ohio, the daily newspaper, is printed every day. And we are about to hone in on the culprit.
Isn't this exciting?
Master Marquette, what do you have to say on your behalf?
For those of you that cast your eyes on me and that old Rivers in suspicion of me sabotaging that inkwell, you're making a grave error.
Is it true that you knew Horatio Poteet was planning to print an editorial casting aspersions on the manner in which you have developed the hybrid polyester seed?
What does aspersions mean? Yes, but it isn't true that I stole it from his father, Horace Poteet. Now, Horace and I were merely competitors, nothing more. Now, even if he did run the old editorial, he had no proof of his allegations. I mean, where can he find the proof? In Shenandoah?
What do you have to say in your defense, Regine?
Well, Horatio would have anyone who would listen to him believe that I carried a torch for him, but it wasn't true. I mean, I really never much cared for the man.
Could that have anything possibly to do with the fact that he abhorred your poetry?
Of course not!
What about the fact that he was about to expose your father?
I had no idea that he had already prepared the printing plates for that evening's edition. I had no idea.
Aha! Who told you he had?
Oh, well, I don't, maybe it was Gary, dear.
Well, Gary, dear, what about it?
Gary, I don't know about that, but while I have the floor, I'd just like to put to rest any suspicion anyone might have that it was me that dried up the old man's inkwell. Anyone who knows me, and look at me, I'm not a jealous man. I know, of course, that Horatio had designs on my dear future wife, but I don't pay attention to things of that nature.
But weren't you at all worried that if Horatio printed his allegations about the dubious origins of the polyester fortune, that of course, being exposed, then the fortune would revert back to the original owners, the Poteets?
Well, what should I care? I don't care what he prints. I am shrewd enough to control my own financial destiny.
Well, what have you to say about all of this, Paulette?
I know I've been evasive about my whereabouts when I leave regime's employment, but I'm drawn away by the smell of ink. It draws me. I go to the Sentinel. What is this all over here?
I don't know. You're not supposed to smoke in here.
Anyhow, I go to the Sentinel. I have longed to be a publisher, so I go to talk to Horatio and stand in his shoes for just a moment. I mean, I've begged this man to give me employment at the Sentinel, but, I mean, I have even asked the guy to, I'll work for nothing, similar to a situation right now. I'm not going to mention the employment. He steadfastly refuses my help.
So you dried up the inkwell?
No.
Well, let me make a note of that no. Thank you.
No, I'm not that desperate. As a matter of fact, I don't even think I'm that smart. I don't think I could figure out how to do it. I think you'd have to know a little bit about the plumbing of an inkwell, and Lord knows what's the word?
Say anything, it doesn't matter.
The plans are very well hidden, and I think they're in the top right-hand drawer of that desk over there in the press room.
Oh! Do me a favor. So if I may interject, because I haven't talked in a while. I'm kind of bored over there. It's, I think, Brandon Sprandall. He's going to make a confession. I can sense it. I feel it right now. Go.
A confession? No. A statement? Yes. It's common knowledge that I leased the Sentinel building to Horatio. But that's the extent of my involvement with that lunatic.
Lunatic? It sounds to me perhaps you know more than you're letting on. Was Horatio perhaps holding you up to blackmail?
Blackmail? I don't know if you could call it that, but believe me, I was totally unfazed when Horatio said he'd print the entire sordid story of the tailgate operation if I didn't lower his rent. But besides, who did he really think he was going to get? All right, so everybody in town knows about it.
Why do you read so much better on the news?
Because they have better writers.
I see. Okay, all right. That's enough. Oh, don't encourage him. You say everybody in town knew about it?
Well,
Mamie too?
Well, almost everybody.
Oh, and what would Mamie do if she found out?
Why, law-abiding woman that she is, wouldn't she be headed for heaven?
All right, Brandon, let's move along. Olivet, what do you know about this?
Well, Horatio used to mosey into the bakery quite a lot, but it was mostly just to complain about the rent that Brandon was charging him.
Horatio? I thought it was Horatio.
Horatio.
Did he know about the tailgating operation? Oh, I'm sorry, you still had a line?
He would mosey, that's all. I just wanted to let you know.
Mosey, okay.
Yes.
Did he know about the tailgating operation and that you, Olivet Obadilia, were an active partner in that cave of crime?
Why, Horatio always made much too much of everything. Besides, if my Aunt Bertha ever got wind of the fact that I was in cahoots with one Brandon Sprandell, then she'd cut me out of her will. All $20 million of it. She hates the Sprandells ever since she was swindled by a Sprandell 50 years ago.
So, what are we arguing about? What happened?
Wait a minute, Weston, wait a minute. I'll do the questioning around here. Gosh, that hacks me off. Okay, so what happened?
He sold her a recipe for a new drink he told her would sell real well, but it was a flop. It charged her a fortune, something brown and fizzy, called Coca-Cola. Silly substance, it'll never catch on, and now she's out a lot of money. So now she's got it in for the Sprandells.
Oh, and you wanted to protect your inheritance, so you dried up the inkwell. Is that how it happened?
I did no such thing. I hardly ever leave the bakery. Business is booming, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I am beginning to get the impression. What do you know about it? Cecil, Dressler?
Me?
Yes, you. Don't be surprised. What did Horatio have on you?
Nothing, absolutely nothing. Sure, I was in love with Regine's, but so was Horatio. I went to see him about it. I even tried to get him to print something in the newspaper.
Well, did you and Horatio argue about it?
Well, he wouldn't listen to reason. He said that I was trying to buy Regine's affection. Then he went on to accuse me of every act of thievery that ever took place in the town of Snickers because, being a locksmith, I have access to virtually every business and every house in the community. And he wasn't telling the truth.
Well, what is the truth? Cecil?
Most assuredly not. That's what the script says, Ira. I just read it.
All right, we haven't made any sense since 9 o'clock. It's okay, Cecil. So who done it? Don't you dare move away from your 1886 television. We'll be right back with the solution.
Call us right now. It's urgent. Call it 749-2333 and tell us who you think the Snickers Inc. think is. Who done it? Was it Master Marcus M. Marquette? There he is. Regine Marquette. Nice dress. Was it my pal Garrison Goldfinger? Paulette Built Bilks. Brandon Sprandel. Where'd his mustache go? Nice upper lip. Olivet Obadiah, that's Horatio, to you and me. Or Howard Cosell, Cecil Dressler.
He's got Brandon's mustache.
Come on now.
Want to know a secret? The glasses you're wearing right now were probably made in about an hour, but you had to wait because they made your glasses at a faraway lab. At Lens Crafters, it all happens right here. Listen.
My time is very important to me, and Lens Crafters got me in and out in less than an hour.
Our lenses went back to be processed. We came back in about an hour, and they were ready.
Yeah, great.
Lens Crafters, eyeglasses in about an hour. 4 locations, including Casanelli Square and Goodman Avenue, North College Hill.
America's #1 cheese spread, Merck's.
Watch for Merck's money-saving coupon in this Sunday's paper.
We're stuck, pal. We need help.
Beautiful.
Is there a mechanic in the house?
There ain't no choice. It's Pepsi in the USA. It's Pepsi in the USA. And there ain't no choice. It's Pepsi in the USA. It's Pepsi in the USA. It's Pepsi in the USA.
Some people have said, with a name like Campanella, you can't win in Ohio. They have to have a name like Brown. The people of this state will ultimately vote on the credentials of the candidates, and I have the credentials. That's been my message. I'm an accountant, I'm an attorney, I've been county auditor and county commissioner in Ohio's largest county. If Campanella is to win, it's got to be experience and ability, not just a name.
Campanella, ability, not just a name for Secretary of State.
Can't believe we're having Bossa Nova music in 1886. We are about to get to the solution of the most heinous crime in history. We're about to find out who the Snickers Inc. think is. But you know, I hate to do all this investigating on an empty stomach. I'm starved, Weston. Is there anything to eat?
Hey, you got no choice. You got no choice. We got a chef, but all there is pumpkins, no cheeseburgers.
Oh, no. Let's go into the kitchen and see if Chef Walker can cook something for us with pumpkins. Hi, Chef Walker.
Well, hi, Ira.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Well, fine, thanks. Nice of you to ask. You have found Brandon's mustache. There it is. We've solved 2 crimes here. What are we going to make with pumpkins?
Just about anything you'd want. We've got some traditional recipes, and we've got some savory recipes. We've got some little sweet recipes. We've got some ice cream. What are you interested in?
Well,
Ira?
why don't we start with the traditional pumpkin pie?
All right, we have it right here. We have the traditional pumpkin pie. You know, did you know that pumpkin? Here's some pumpkin trivia for you.
Okay.
Pumpkin is high in fiber and high in vitamin C and potassium. So, not only can you pig out on pumpkin on Halloween and Thanksgiving, but you can also get your vitamins.
Well, great.
So here's a little...
Why don't I just try just a little piece of that, okay?
A little piece. Let me see if I can get it out of here now.
Okay, Chef Walker.
I was going to try to do an accent, but I don't think I can sustain the thing.
You're obviously from Boston, too, along with...
Yeah, here you go.
Olivet, all right. It's an
There.
awfully small piece.
Well, you've got a lot to eat, Ira, so
Okay.
let's start
All
small
right,
and...
okay. Then what do we move along to next?
Move on. How about some pumpkin bread?
Pumpkin bread, sure.
A little pumpkin bread.
The
Let's
pumpkin
see.
pie is wonderful.
You like it?
Yeah, I do.
Good.
But then I like everything.
Here's some pumpkin bread. It's got pumpkin mixes well with spices and dried fruits, and that's one of the reasons why we mix
All
it
right.
with...
What is this delicious thing here? I noticed
This
that when I came in to
is-
do some investigating.
This is a wonderful pumpkin cheesecake made with ginger snap crust.
Oh, let's make room
And,
here for
okay,
that.
here, let's see. Now, do you want a big old piece, or do you want
Uh-huh.
a... Okay.
I like this piece here.
Okay, all right, I'll take... Okay.
We're going to get to the bottom of this crime
Yes.
while you're digesting. Gurgle, gurgle, gurgle. Call us right now at 749-2333 and tell us who you think done it. Is that proper English?
I don't think so.
All right. Was it Master Marcus M. Marquette I, Regine Marquette, nice dress again, Garrison Goldfinger, Paulette Bilks, Brandon Sprandel, minus the stash, Olivet Obadiah, or Cecil Dressler? Please, call now.
Together, we've restored strength in our economy and pride in ourselves. But as you know, the job is far from done. To fuel the economic engine we've built, to create the jobs and increase the exports that'll make it happen, we must have a Congress that doesn't stand in the way. And that's where I need your help. To give Kentucky a strong vote in the Congress that we can all depend on, please vote for Jim Bunning on Tuesday, November 4th.
Jim Bunning for Congress. Proven leadership. Working for us.
When you get a cold or an allergy,
you need some herbal tea.
You also get a lot of advice.
What you want to do is feed a cold.
A lot of advice.
Take Judy to call me in the morning.
But the best advice is what doctors have said millions of times. Take Dimetap. Dimetap in non-prescription formulas brings proven relief. So take the advice of doctors and pharmacists.
The tea worked, huh?
And take Dimetap, the best advice you can take.
It all started with this, a notebook and a pen. We found out what happened, we wrote it down, came back and told you about it. Then came film. Within an hour or so, we could show you the news as well as tell you. Videotape was the next leap forward. As soon as we got it back to the station, you saw it. Then, we didn't have to go back to the station. Live trucks brought you the story as it happened from anywhere in the tri-state. Now the next big step, Satellite 12. If it happens anywhere in the country and it affects you, we'll bring it to you live. Someday every station will have one of those.
Do kids learn from TV?
I learn on TV about volcanoes and earthquakes. I learn not to take drugs, don't drink and drive.
They're building a tunnel from England to France.
I learn about animals and how they survive. When I saw homeless people on TV, it made me more aware that they were really people.
All the information that they have on the news gets me really interested about what's going on in the world.
Do kids learn from TV? What do you think?
Well, it is time for us to share with you an interruption. What is this? Oh, look, we have a bunch of little trick-or-treaters here. Come on in. Gee, I thought we were going to get right to the solution of the crime, but we have these trick-or-treaters. Go ahead. Everybody has something for you.
Come on up.
These trick-or-treaters look an awful lot like second grader Amber Brown,
There you go.
third grader Virginia Klein, third grader Jill Greer, first grader Adam Heinz, first grader Todd Hicks, kindergartner Sarah Hornsby, second grader Mark Herney, third grader Nancy Jackson, second grader Rashida Mason, third grader Meredith McCabe, second grader Tracy McGuire, first grader Damon Meacham, third grader Jay Pisano, fifth grader Jennifer Person, fourth grader Laura Reinhardt, fourth grader Hardwich Stanley, fourth grader Anthony Sutherland. Give me 5 was not invented in 1886, Winston. Fourth grader Anthony Sutherland, second grader Michael Ventus, first grader Ben Warmoth, and third grader Jennifer Wheeler. Thank you for dropping by. Happy Halloween. For the Republicans.
There you go.
There you go.
How about some candy?
He's never going to get that stuff out of his hair. Wow. How about that? You want some more?
Well,
Wesley got some more.
all right, don't give it all away.
Feed your belly.
Thank you, thank you.
Feed your belly.
You guys had a good time. We're trying to get rid of
It's about time we got to the solution of this crime, Weston.
I promise you that we are going to get to the bottom of this crime. But we have to get to the house in order to do that, so we want you to call us again at 749-2333. And again, I'm going to go through these names again to find the Snickers Inc. Fink. Was it Master Mark?